So a very warm welcome, Rameshwar. It has been a very, very long time since we actually met. And well, and a lot of things have actually happened. Here, I welcome you on behalf of Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences. I'm joined by my colleague, who is Praveen Prabhakaran, who takes care of all the admission procedure specifically for schools of retail management and e-commerce, and a few students from different semesters of BBA. And I will be soon be joined by certain aspirants of who are going to join us for MBA marketing.
Okay.
So, so how's everything? And let me uh, allow me to introduce Rameshwar to you, Mr. Rameshwar Rathod. He's currently brand retail head of Vivo, and he's taking care of all the around 60 stores in Rajasthan. So that is what we call hardcore retail, and we have a long history. We shared a few very precious moments while trying to set up the market in Badmer, Jaisalmer, Jalore, and that territory, Western Rajasthan, Thar Desert for Vodafone and Hutch. And that is how long our relationship actually goes. So, Rameshwar, how has been the journey so far? Tell us about yourself. कहाँ से शुरू किया, कहाँ पहुंचा, in your own words, your professional journey.
Okay. Thank you, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. So, if I start my professional journey, so I started my career in 2005. So I started with FMCG. So that was Coca-Cola India. There I spent around 1.5 years. Then I moved to Hutch. So that time it was Hutch. Then it was rebranded as Vodafone. So Vodafone took over, and in 2007, and till 2010, I was part of Vodafone Group. So after that, I thought just that I have spent 5 years in operator business, and now it's time to learn something new about this ecosystem. So that was the time. So I tried to search for another industry or another industry in the same ecosystem. So that was I got the opportunity in Nokia. So I joined as a sales manager in 2011 for Nokia brand for Western Rajasthan, that the same region which I was looking. And then in 2015, uh, I was approached by when Vivo started its operations in Rajasthan. So then they approached me. Here I work for many verticals. Like horizontally, I have moved like every year. So I joined them as an sales manager. Then I moved to marketing. Then I moved to brand marketing. Then I moved to exclusive retail. And for some time, for like 6 months, I have looked some HR operations also. So, for 1.5 decades, the journey has been like rewarding, and like it's mix of like all the functions, like whatever like any person in corporate can think of. So when I was in sales, my aspiration was to go to marketing, and many people in the marketing don't have the chance to handle brand marketing, and many people, those who look sales, marketing, brand marketing, don't have the chance to look after HR operations. So I have like moved horizontally, and I have learned a lot of things. So this is so far, and right now I am taking care of exclusive retail. So we have 64 retail in Rajasthan. So that is exclusive retail. Though we have 4,500 general trade retailers also. So they also contribute, but our like motive is to give a customer and premium experience,
Okay.
because like after getting the quantitative market share, we need to move, like improve our ASP and perceived value of the brand. So this is the motive of like opening more exclusive stores. So by end of this year, we are planning to open approximately 100 stores. So
Okay.
that will be, if I talk about the industry, so we will be the biggest retail chain in Rajasthan. So even like Samsung don't have that kind of stores in Rajasthan, or even MI also don't have that kind of exclusive retail network in Rajasthan.
Okay. So you have seen a lot, as in your own words, you have seen a lot. And how the things have actually changed when we actually started. Say, let us take the scenario of telecom. How have you seen things change? Because 2005 onward, because my journey started with telecom a bit late, because for obvious reasons it was in 2005. So how do you think the scenario evolving in telecom as well as handset to the current date? What is your take on that?
So if we take telecom as an industry, so first I'll start with like how telecom is perceived in India. So it is among the top three industries. So if we take like the biggest industries like power generation, manufacturing, and retail comes after that. Telecom comes after that. So when we started telecom in 2005, so that was the time when like very less people have the access to smart mobile phones. Then the time was like 2G phones were the maximum market share was captured by 2G phones, and data was like there was no focus on data. So after like evolution of 3G, so 3G was not much successful in India, but after evolution of 4G, so data prices have gone down very less as compared with 2G or 3G. So when I remember, like we used to send 1 GB data at 1,000 rupees. So now
899 Vodafone unlimited.
triple nine, triple
We
nine
have
or
taken
eight nine nine.
we have taken many people for, I mean, for a ride on that thing. I remember very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now it came to like maybe 20 rupees or 15 rupees per GB. So access has been like increased. If I talk about numbers right now, or if we compare with 2010, so in 2010, 50 million people have access to smartphone. But right now in India, 500 million people have the smartphone access.
हिंदी
So
में
it
बोले तो
has
50
increased.
करोड़ हिंदी में बोले तो 50 करोड़.
Yeah. So that time the smartphone coverage was 5 crores, and now it is 50 crores. So it's tenfold in 10 years. So I think not many industry have seen that kind of dynamic changes. So this is the like power of telecom, and it will continue to increase because we are hoping for 5G revolution. So that will again boost the data consumption and the smartphone. The second biggest factor that changed the telecom industry is the prices of smartphone. So, like if we compare the prices right now and 5 years ago, so if like 5 years ago, if you want to have a phone with like 13 megapixel camera and 4 GB RAM or 64 GB storage, then you need to pay at least 30 to 40,000. But right now, it is possible to get below 10,000. So the prices have gone down because of manufacturers have got the like economies of scale. So that time the manufacturing was low, but right now the manufacturing is high. So they are in a position to offer that kind of specifications in that kind of low prices. So low prices of smartphone and low prices of data. So that was that fueled that revolution of telecom in India.
think we should give the credit where it is actually due. Let us not take 4G as a whole, and we should actually thank Jio for that. Because Jio
Yes.
created the disruption because Idea and Airtel actually tried to be the wannabes there. But the entire revolution, 4G revolution, and the failures of 3G were actually wiped out by the offerings of Jio. They actually made people
Yes.
understand what data means. So let us give the credit where it is actually due. Now let us talk something about one of the most happening places in retail, and one of the most fiercely fought arenas, that is mobile smartphones. I'm talking about both physical retail as well as e-commerce. So
Yeah.
I remember those days because a long time, around 4 or 5 years ago, I ordered my first phone online. उस समय मतलब there was no
Yeah.
pandemic, no nothing, but I ordered it online because I was getting a better deal. Now, how it has evolved and how comes that all the handset manufacturers, I'm not talking about particularly Vivo, but how these handset manufacturers have been doing, because of late, more than 65% of shipments of a smartphone, they are actually shifting to online. So even if we, I mean, discount the pandemic area, before that, say before March 2020, even that there was a lot of, I mean, stress on that. So how is the overall retail coping up there? Because you are handling the retail, actual physical retail.
Yeah. Okay. So to that context,
मैंने
I'll
थोड़ी
tell
दुखती
that
रंग छेड़ दी, थोड़ी सी दुखती रंग छेड़ दी, but let us have it from you.
no, no. This is I'll say it's a very good question, and normally people think like that this is going that way, but I'll give you some facts that what is happening right now. So I'll start with that. India itself is a unique country. So India, you can say it is a combination of different cultures, different languages, different states, different education systems, and like different festivals. Every state have different kind of festivals. We have major like four religions like Hinduism, Muslim, Sikhism, and everything. So India will not follow any country. So like if I say that India will be China after 5 years, so like I'm talking nonsense. So
True.
this doesn't make sense. So if I like compare that, if we talk about the BRICS countries, so BRICS was formed in 2001. So in last 20 years, so if we compare with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So they are growing like by their own way. So India will not be like following any of these countries, or even India will not follow US. So their consumption rate is different, and our consumption rate is different.
True.
Now, if we talk about offline and online, so there are two set of customers. So if we talk about urban customers, so they buy or they consume for vanity. So like they want to show off. It is part of their lifestyle. But if we
Many of
go
our
to
students,
the
I'm sorry interrupting, but many of our students, I think, belong to that particular scenario because they are urban, come from good backgrounds. So I think that is a good hunting ground for companies selling the phones for vanity, you know. They
yeah,
like simply, yeah.
and if we go to the like semi-rural or rural area, they buy mobile or telecom product for like value for money, because they have the limitation. So they have the limited power, purchasing power. So they need to like analyze more, and they like usually the retail push factor drives them. So whenever a rural customer goes to retail shop, so he says that I am buying this smartphone because of you, and if any problem comes, then I'll be behind you. So you will be responsible for any service issue. So
Very common, very
as per
common.
this,
I'm sorry again interrupting, but I
yeah,
could not help remembering the old days. Exactly the same when your retailers were after your life, when you were
yeah,
having the prepaid territories of Badmer and Gallo. Exactly like that, in the
yeah,
same way, right?
yeah. So so this gives and confidence that offline will not go away or it will not vanish at least in next 10 years. So
Okay.
like if you see there are two sets of companies also. So like if you see the working of Vivo and Oppo, they are purely into offline trade. So they focus on offline retailers. They make product for them. They support offline retailers. And if you see the working of Realme, Xiaomi, or like Micromax, they are purely working on online customers. So their
Yes.
specs are high, but prices are low.
Yeah.
And in offline trade, there are a lot of like manpower cost, branding cost, retail margin, distributor margin. So comparatively, the prices are 20% high, but this is the part of business.
I think yeah,
So if we take,
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, Rameshwar, but I think with the new policies coming in, with the government, with the pressure from retail associations, actually reining in the e-commerce companies and prices nearly matching, I think this disadvantage of physical retail is not that much as far as I am concerned, because recently I was just surveying a market for that, and the prices were not very different for the same brands. So that is a different thing, that people might come to exclusive brands for online. बट इन केस ऑफ रियलमी, शायोमी, इनका आपको शोरूम पे भी वही रेट मिलता है और इनको आपका ऑनलाइन भी वही रेट मिलता है, अनलेस इट्स अ फ्लैश सेल, बिकॉज़ द गवर्नमेंट डायरेक्टिव कमिंग इन टू कंट्रोल दिस price disparity. Do you think
no,
still
no,
this disadvantage is there? Yeah.
it is not. So it is not directed by government. So it is directed by companies. So because the offline retail pressurized companies that if you sell like cheap products or like comparatively less price products on online, so how we will sell to customers? Suppose there is a smartphone of 4 GB, 64 GB.
Hmm.
So that MOP for offline trade is 10,000, and the same product is available for 8,000 on online, Amazon or Flipkart.
Yeah.
So then there will be clashes.
Yes.
So the retail association has pressurized the companies to keep the same prices for same smartphones. So now what happened that Samsung has taken another way. So there are some series which are only available in online, and there are some series which are purely like available in online offline market only.
Like A51,
But like
A52.
Vivo, yeah.
Yeah,
So
A51,
and
A52.
Vivo and Oppo, yeah. So they don't want to like for if I tell you that Realme is a sub brand of Oppo, so
Yeah.
that is purely focusing on online, and iQOO is a sub brand of Vivo, so that is purely made product for online customers.
By the way, Rameshwar, I
So
bought that
there,
IQ phone you suggested. I bought that.
so
If anything goes wrong, you're responsible.
yeah.
Okay.
so so that is like the the trade will change in coming years also. So I have some data like when like you called me, I gathered some data. So if we take about the traditional, so it was 89% in 2017.
Hmm.
So 89% shopping was done from traditional method, traditional like shopkeepers.
Is it included
And in
pan India, or
2020,
I'm sorry, is it pan India, or do you have already divided between rural and urban? Or is it all?
yeah,
All, all
it is for pan India. It
pan
is
India,
for
all
pan India.
inclusive, rural as well as urban.
Yeah.
Okay.
So India have the largest base of retailers. So we
Yes.
have approximately, if we take about small and big, there are approximately 15 million retailers in India.
That was the figure of
So that
18.
is
I think we must be around say 1.75 crores as of now.
yeah, yeah. So 89% shopping was done from traditional shops. So in 2017, the in between offline and online, we missed the OT part. So 9% is OT. So organized trade like Reliance Retail, Big Bazaar, Future Group, and everything. And 2% was e-commerce. So e-commerce, right? Like for us, e-commerce is important, but like maybe many companies, like if I talk, we are talking about 2017 figures. So in 2017, there was no online like penetration of FMCG. So, but right now, if you have seen that even all the FMCG items are on online, that
True,
Geo
even
app
grocery
and everything.
items,
So there are,
groceries, yes.
yeah, so big basket and everything. So if we take about the current situation, so current situation is traditional trade is around 82%, OT is 14%, and e-commerce is 4%. So this is the current penetration, and we are expecting in 2030 that the traditional shops will be approximately 60%, 65%. So that will be the like big dent, and OT will increase to 25%, and e-commerce will increase to 10%. So in some categories like in smartphone, so you can say that smartphone penetration in e-commerce is around 40%. So like 60% buy from offline, but 40% buy from online also.
May I
Like
contradict you,
if I
Rameshwar?
talk about,
May I contradict you?
yeah,
No, I'm not talking as a marketer, I'm talking like an academician. I wrote a paper, and because I had to write a paper because of the academic things, in 2019 or 20, if I remember correctly. At that time, pandemic was just rising. मतलब पूरा आया नहीं था, मार्च से
yeah,
पहले की घटना है ये 2020 से. And I remember I checked IBF data, Indian Brand Equity Foundation, and other data, business standard and all that. उस समय the penetration smartphone, I'm talking about exclusively smartphones. The smartphone has already reached around 63% from e-commerce. And that was authentic IBF data. So that is the threat. And pandemic में और बढ़ गया. So it's an actual threat.
no,
हाँ.
no, like if I talk about like Vivo, if I talk about the Rajasthan figures,
जी.
like
That way,
we have grown approximately by 30 to 40% over last year.
because you are the head,
Maybe
na? Because you are the head.
no, maybe they maybe the data maybe
No, you did the same wonders in Bardwell. You remember when you actually arrived? इसको हमारी भाषा में सेल्स में कहते हैं पूरा रायता फैला हुआ था. And then actually you constructed the territory, entire territory of Western Rajasthan. I remember it very well. So you must take the credit where it goes. But yes, you are there, and because of predominantly being a lot of people in physical retail, so physical is not going anywhere. But the rise of smartphones is a bit alarming. So I'd just like to hear what you actually are doing to counter that.
Yeah, so it depends on like territory to territory also. So maybe in metros the penetration might be high because they don't have the time. Because like if I like when I talk to my friends in Delhi or Mumbai, so like for them reaching to office is an like uphill task. So they
Yes.
don't have that kind of time that go to the offline market, find a smartphone and bargain with the retailer and then come to home. So it will take whole day. So nobody want to spoil that kind of one day. So they just order on Flipkart or Amazon, and they just get it delivered at their office or their home. So that is the tendency of that kind of territory. But in rural or semi-rural areas, so people still have a lot of time. So I'm not saying that they don't like surf on web. So they check on web also, and they go to the offline also, and then they compare the deal,
Exactly.
and
Exactly. And that is what
then
happening. They were comparing prices and they were haggling. यार वहां पे इतना मिल रहा है, जाके experience तो लेते थे दुकान पे. And then used to order on the
yeah,
e-commerce. That was a huge point of discussion around a year back. And then companies took
yeah,
corrective steps.
yeah. So that is happening in like semi-rural or rural, because many towns or villages don't have that reach of like Flipkart or Amazon.
बरोबर,
So
बरोबर.
still there is challenge of transportation.
True.
But maybe I think in coming 5 years that gap will be reduced. So now I think all the district and tehsil headquarters are like serviced by Amazon and Flipkart. And in fact, some other new operators are also coming in. Like every brand have their own e-commerce website also. So they are also servicing from their own website.
Okay, great. So tell me one thing, Rameshwar, that when I've seen you growing from a frontliner to a vertical head now, you're heading a region, and maybe we'll see you in the national role very soon. Uh, what is the skill set you actually acquired? That is question number one. And how do you advise our students how to work on? See, because what happens, there are general misconceptions. कि साहब रिटेल में तो है, रिटेल का मतलब क्या होता है, हमारे फ्रेंडली लेबरहुड लाला जी की दुकान. Now, tell the pros and cons. What are the skill sets? What actually one should acquire so that he or she does not have to learn for 6 months or 1 year minimum, what we spend in our time learning that. So, number one part is what are the skills which you actually acquired and how you advise these young managers of tomorrow to actually try and get it because they're already in a skill university.
Okay, so like that is a very good question and challenge for like HR department.
Yeah.
So my advice
Allow me to
to
interrupt you. Allow me to interrupt you. I am joined by my esteemed colleague, Dr. Yogita Mandan. She is actually a HR a professor. She is also there. She is listening to you, and she will be noting the points what you're going to make now. Please continue.
so 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 that this question is and this dilemma is like faced by many students. So my advice to them is to like be a student for their like career. Never like first thing they don't need to make that kind of like personal goals that in 5 years I will be manager, in 7 years I will be senior manager, in 10 years I have to buy a home, in 5 years I have to buy a car. So that kind of what do you say, that kind of these kind of goals or this kind of personal goals, that
Aspirations.
if you so if you focus more on that kind of goals or aspirations, so it will take you or force you to switch to multiple jobs, because there is limitation of salary whenever you join an organization. You have to like there is limitation. So in once a year you will get like pay hike or increment, and maybe due to bad performance of the company, so your that increment may be compromised. So my advice is to be like a student for an year for your whatever career you are following. So normally the time to save or to have some financial independence, so it comes after 40. So maybe all the students will be in their 20s, so early 20s like 23, 24. So it is not the time to think about that kind of things. So then the second skill is to the everybody focused on like learning. So right now it is very important to learn, unlearn, and then relearn. So it is not like that what I learned in 2005 that is relevant today. So all like the market has changed dramatically. The industry is very dynamic. Like and I tell you, the change will happen more faster in coming 10 years. So you need to unlearn many skills. You need to learn many skills, and you need to move ahead. So and for your skills, so that depends on like which industry you join, or like maybe most of you will be joining the retail industry. So always try to be authentic, always like have please and have understand the relationship between you and company. So it is very important that what company expects from you and what you expect from your company. So many times there will be time that you will feel that I don't get the due credit, or nobody is watching me, nobody is appreciating my efforts. I have done so many things. So that time, that kind of depression or that kind of things come to our mind. So my advice is to like ignore all these things. So if you are good, so everything will follow you. So like if you are good and you are capable, so money will come. So don't chase money. Money is important, but it is not important that you like sacrifice your career or sacrifice your life for that money. So money will come. Try to be a good human being. So this is the crux, that if you are a good human being, so money will come. And even if money doesn't come, then still you are a good human being. So it is the like
Yes.
win-win situation.
True, true, true. Very, very, very well said, Rameshwar. And that is what you've always been for such a long time. And I think it's an advice which should be taken by the youngsters, because when they come out full of raging hormones and adrenals, trying to change the world and all that. But then again, take a pause, try to understand what this life is all about and what is career all about. It is more about peace of mind, achieving something stable, not to being unstable at the end of
Yeah.
it, lamenting about it. So very truly said. So let us go to the question answer session. If anybody in the audience has any question, please feel free to ask anything about handset retail or telecom retail or FMCG retail. Rameshwar is your man, because he's the man I used to depend on a long time ago, and it was a tough job. Somebody actually left a mess, and we had to resolve it. So, any questions, please? Anybody? Please ask freely. No one wants to ask anything, or they are busy elsewhere. So, anything you want to contribute, Praveen, Yogita ji? Okay, so I think people do not seem to be very much in a question mode, or either they are too spellbound or they are too a bit in awe
Oh,
of things.
someone asked.
Yes, Roshni, पूछो
So
बेटा.
Miss
Roshni
Roshni,
wants to ask
okay.
something. Yeah, Roshni, पूछो.
So what are the future opportunities? So uh, believe in one thing, that and I also believed in one thing. Always believe that future is bright. So first thing, we have to somehow convince that okay, we have to be very positive, that future is like very bright, because uh, if some bad things are happening, then some good things are also happening. There are some bad politicians, there are some good politicians also. So our focus is to take the positive out of that negative. And if I talk about the career opportunities, so being a BBA student or MBA student, so you could be part of any like organization which is into retail, telecom, or any kind of that any kind of organization. The main thing is that the future lies in the person itself. So there is nothing, I cannot say that future lies in telecom, because I have been part of telecom. So there might be some of the situations that I am part of telecom. So when I was a kid, so I never think of being a sales manager or brand manager in a telecom company. So I think whenever I was asked when I was in kid, So I used to tell that I will be doctor, I will be army officer, I will be pilot. So like, so there are some kind of situations that you join that kind of organization or that kind of industry, you are part of that industry, and then by your strength you gain that kind of knowledge in that industry, you develop some capabilities, and you are able to contribute back to that industry.
Okay, any other questions, please? Okay, one more question, I think, just a minute. Do you think there is
Uh,
a chance of Indian mobile phone company to take over the markets in coming years? Is there even a chance of an Indian mobile company to exist? Now, this is a tough one, Ramesh.
so
Can I repeat the
like
question? Can I
no
repeat
no
the
I
question?
I I,
Okay, yeah.
I read. So normally, if I start with, so all the like semiconductor business and all the electronics business, so it is like dominated by that eastern part, that
China बोलो ना सीधे यार.
Chinese, Japanese, Koreans. So like Indians have like core competence in software. So our south part in Chennai, in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, so they are called like Silicon Valleys. So like Indians, like I don't think we have that kind of like ability, or like maybe we want to do, but we don't have sufficient resources. But that eastern part is like, if we take example of Sony, Samsung, LG, so and even Chinese also, so they also are very like proficient in like downsizing, like reducing the size of an electronic equipment, and produce in a mass market. So that is their strength. So coming back to your question, that is there any chance for Indian manufacturer? So yes, there are chance of many companies, so that are in pipeline. So like Micromax, they are also expanding, and Lava is also doing their efforts. So right now they are into smartphone business, and in coming years, maybe we will see some more smartphone also. So if you have seen yesterday, that Mr. Rahul Sharma, who is MD of Micromax, he launched the second phone. So first phone they launched around 6 months back. So yesterday he launched one new smartphone, and some IoT devices also. So, but they also face that customer acceptance also, and you can say that infrastructure and funds also. So government is also trying to incentivize them by giving PLIs. So there are some production linked incentives which the industry will get if they increase the production. And in fact, if there is no company from India comes to that kind of capacity, but if you have seen that in last 2 to 3 years or 4 years, many of the global manufacturers have been shifted to India from China. You might have seen that Samsung have shifted their biggest display unit from China to India, and in all the like spare parts also. So they are they are shifting their manufacturing facility to India. So maybe definitely with coming in coming years, there might be some new brands also. So maybe some even Tata is also planning to enter into smartphone raw material supplier. So I think, and Apple already set up their factory in Bangalore. So definitely that ecosystem is developing, and we should be positive that some of the industrialist or some new entrepreneur will take up these things to higher level, and there will be definitely some Indian brands, uh, like if you have seen Micromax in 2013 or 2014. So Micromax was competing with Samsung and Nokia at that time. So Samsung and Nokia was a market leader that time, and Micromax was giving tough competition, and Micromax was the 10th largest mobile smartphone manufacturer in throughout the world, and they have expanded to Russia and everything, every other countries. But somehow they might have taken some wrong decisions, and their smartphone market came down. But now I think they will bounce back, and it is good for everyone. So in a market, if you have very good competitors, then you learn from competitors also and give better quality product to consumers. So it is win-win situation from for consumers and every trade partner. So like monopoly is not good. So if there are only two or three Chinese companies are dominating the market, so that is also not good. Or even if like only one or two Indian companies are dominating, so that is also not good. So I think definitely in coming years there will be some Indian brand or some Indian manufacturer. If you have heard about Dixon, so that is that company was listed in last year 2020, and that company manufactures for other brands. So they manufacture, they are contract manufacturers. So they manufacture some electronic goods for LG, Samsung, even Nokia phones are also manufactured there. So we have started getting the infrastructure, and definitely the brands will also evolve in next 5 to 10 years.
I still have something to add on, Rameshwar and other students, the gentleman who, or lady who asked this question. Remember the days when I was doing my graduation, there was a entry of 4 Japanese bikes, Indo-Jap bikes. So it was the
Yeah,
TVS came with Suzuki, but the brand initial was Ind Suzuki. Then Escorts Yamaha,
yeah,
and then it was the Kawasaki
yeah,
Bajaj, but the last one, and the top of the top, Hero Honda. Now, somebody wrote an
yeah,
article that we have trust in Indian ingenuity and entrepreneurship. And within a decade, these companies are actually going to, part ways from the foreign counterparts, and they will gain their own market share. And it actually worked like a prophecy, Ramesh. Look at it. आज की तारीख में सुजुकी है, यामाहा है, and Kawasaki to it become a very second fiddle player with Bajaj. But look at Indian companies and Indian bike manufacturers are dominating like anything. The only company somehow trying to raise its head is Honda, and again its market share is more in gearless scooters than the motorcycle, where again the former collaboration parties is doing. So you are very rightly said, with the ecosystem growing, spare parts happening. I think after next decade, the manufacturing thing, which has been very much actually ignored by the previous regimes in this country, I think in the next decade we can see a tremendous growth in electronics and related spare parts, and that would be the time when Indian brands actually come to their own. So very rightly said, Rameshwar.
yeah.
Any other question, or we should
Yes.
let the gentleman leave? He has given so much of time to us.
So to add,
Sure,
like
please.
previous governments never focused on manufacturing.
True.
So right now, I think the current government, they are focusing more on manufacturing. So like apart from smartphone, you can see like lot of brands are doing very well. So yesterday I was reading an article that Tata Altroz and Nexon are they are the leaders in their category, which was
Exactly.
dominated by Hyundai. So
Yes.
Hyundai i20 was the like number one hatchback. So right now it is Altroz. So
Yes.
this gives us the pride and confidence that Indian brands are nowhere less. So if you see software industry, so it is dominated by TCS, Infosys, HCL, not only in India but globally. they get their 80% of business from US, Europe, and China.
True.
So and very or and you cannot think any software company apart from these companies. So if you take about talk about automobile, so Tata is doing very well. Even you take talk about like FMCG, so apart from HUL, so like Marico, Dabur, Himalaya, that Adani Group, Tata Consumers, they have started doing very well.
You're forgetting
Like
Babaji Ram, Baba
if
Ramdev,
you yeah, even Patanjali
Patanjali.
also.
Yes, it is
So
the
like
main
Patanjali,
contender to these HLL,
yeah, they are,
and all that. Yes, to get the market share
yeah.
they got.
So and
Yes,
yeah, so if you talk about like other manufacturing sites like steel, like aluminium, so that is also like Tata is doing very well. So even Birla Corporation, so they are like leaders and they have very good reputation overseas also. So Mahindra tractor, I think, is now exported to 40 countries. So
yes.
it is not like that no other countries can manufacture tractor. But this is the like trust of that Indian brands and in fact quality also. So if you have seen that two-wheeler market, so you can see that there is no Chinese. So like Indian two-wheeler companies dominate throughout the world. So like Hero Group, so they have rolled out their 10 crore bike last month. So they have that kind of expertise also. They have developed their own engines also. And like you say, you can see Bajaj, TVS. So, and they are now in the second phase when they will start with electric scooters also. If you see Ola, so Ola is also an
They're all coming up with that.
Indian founder.
There
So
is one more question,
if
Rameshwarji. The same candidate who asked the first question. Do Vivo and companies like that actually have the foresight to see that Tata to becoming an worthy competitor in the coming years? Do they only recognize it, or they're realizing it, or they're still watching? Because is it too early to quote?
uh, see, right now, Tata has shown their interest into as a supplier of spare parts. So, like being and like if I talk about the smartphone industry specifically, so the entry barriers are very high. So it is highly regulated business. You have to have like association with big brands like Google, Nokia, because you have to get so many patents from those big companies because they have worked very hard in past. So you need patents, technology patents to manufacture your smartphone. For OS part, you cannot develop your own OS in starting, so you need to rely on Google. So you need to have an agreement with Google. For IMEIs also, so you need to be registered in global smartphone manufacturers association, and then the IMEIs are generated. So and apart from that, there are like a lot of raw material which is coming from these 2 or 3 countries which I named, like China, Japan, and Korea, and also Taiwan. So maybe I don't think Tata will be competing with these kind of brands. If I talk about if I talk about these 3 brands separately, so if you analyze Samsung, Samsung is a very like you can say very well diversified and supply chain management company. So they manufacture smartphone camera, they manufacture RAM, ROM, display. So even if you will be amazed that all the cameras are supplied to Apple are manufactured by Samsung. All the display which is supplied to Apple are from Samsung. So like Samsung itself is a brand, as well as they supply many raw material to other manufacturers also. If I compare with Vivo and Oppo. So Vivo and Oppo, they are also they have like younger brands and have like approximately 20 years of experience. If we take about like feature phone and smartphone, and they have grown like very big in last 5 years, and last 2 years of pandemic. So like the growth has been exponential, so which we were not expecting. So like we were expecting 20 to 30% growth annually, and it came to like 80%, 90%, 100%.
Great.
So that thing happened because people need to buy smartphone to work from home. They want to the kids need to study from home, so the demand automatically generated. So definitely, maybe Tata in future, they plan to have a smartphone brand. So like brand is a different thing, and like raw material or spare parts supplier is a different thing. So Tata, I think they want to supply raw material to iPhone. So maybe they will supply the raw material to other manufacturers also, but that is also a very good start. So in India, if any brand want to establish their business, so like they could be part of that journey.
Okay,
And Tata have like
one last question, Rameshwar. It has come from Vishesh. He said that as you said about partnerships, can you throw some light on the Reliance and Google partnership on smartphone? Is it going to launch until Diwali? I think he's the wrong person to ask Vishesh, because he's working with Vivo, neither with Reliance or Tata. All he can give you a guesstimation. So what I think both of us will agree. If the pandemic situation improves, maybe. If not, maybe not. So I think that's about
so
it.
maybe
Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
I'll ask. So like right now, what Geo is thinking that there are some 2G customers which are acquired by Vodafone and Airtel. So
Yes.
that comes to around 300 million. So Reliance Jio wants that data to come to Geo platform. So they cannot do right now because they don't have the 2G spectrum. So you need to understand that they don't have 2G spectrum. They only have the 4G spectrum. Whereas Airtel, Vodafone, they have all three spectrums like 2G, 3G, and 4G.
Yes.
So all the like feature phones they work on 2G. So the plan which like Geo want to play, so they want that these 300 million customers, so they should be part of 4G journey. So that is I'll say a very positive concept, but uh, Tata and sorry, Reliance and that Airtel and Vodafone, they are not going to like leave them like very
Then,
easily to
yeah, they're
Geo.
not going to take
So
it lying
they
down.
will
They will make your own arrangements. Yes, that's it.
yeah. So they will try to retain them as per their best possible. So apart from that Google deal, so Google has always very ambitious to be a smartphone company, but somehow they are not able to do it. So in US they try to launch Pixel series, so but that is
नहीं
very
चला
costly
चला
and
नहीं
they don't want.
चला
So
नहीं.
like people didn't accepted that brand. So now they have invested some money into Reliance, and they think that operator partnership can do some wonders. So maybe that could do wonders, but like in India, there is not that kind of ecosystem, because in US or Europe, you get bundled handsets. So you buy a postpaid plan, handset comes for free. So that handset cost is like subsidized into your postpaid bill. But India, it doesn't it doesn't work.
It
So
did work. It did work with Reliance Phone One, Rameshwar, because that 1500 rupees phone 3 साल बाद वापस कर लीजिए, आपको पैसे वापस कर देंगे, तब तक आप जियो पे ही रहोगे. That actually worked, and I think that has encouraged them to go a step further. That is it's in the I mean it's in the womb of future, and you will see what actually happens. So I think it is time to wind up, and that's allow me to say my very sincere thanks. You spared so much of time and answered so many questions and a lot of insight. Even it was a very deep insight to even me, Rameshwar, after such a long years, what is happening. So it's very nice to see you at this particular junction, and I wish you all the very best. And next time when we meet, I hope you will be at a national level of some company. My best wishes to you as always. And I, on behalf of all my colleagues and my students in Symbiosis University of Applied Sciences Indore, thank you very much. And we are really, really very happy to have you and have this discussion from. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir, and thank you everyone for listening me for last 1 hour. So
It was
in
very
case of,
enriching.
so in case of like still anyone can get some kind of questions, so you can share your questions to Siddharth sir, and maybe I'll try to answer that kind of queries, maybe related to some kind of career related. So like many people are in dilemma that which company to choose or which sector to choose, or like at should I start my own work, or should I join some companies, or should I prepare for some government job. So that kind of questions also we can discuss. Or
We are
so
going to call you for an expert lecture. This is for the retail talk conversation, an exclusive, and then obviously, as a student, there will be a lot more students because अभी तो क्या exam खत्म हुए, so there are people and they are going for the internship. So there is the transit mode. Then, and most
yeah.
probably, if physical things actually happen, maybe if you are traveling around here or even on online mode, we'll call you as an expert and we'll have exclusive session on these things. And so it's not going to be a one shot thing, Rameshwar. I'll be troubling you again,
Yes,
and I hope we hear a lot again, and your wisdom and your experiences shared with the students. Thanks a lot again, and wish you all the very best.
okay. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.